Alright gang, welcome back to our Can You Survive 25 challenge here on Zielonka. It is November, and that means we've got another field to harvest. So we're going to get right underway here, getting our other sunflower field harvested, and kind of move on from there. Now, we have $168,000 in the bank account. Overnight, we obviously sold quite a bit from the greenhouses specifically, right? And our sunflower production is still, well, our oil production, I should say, is still going. It still has that issue that I kind of showed in the recent episode, the last episode, I think, where it's like says it's missing some kind of a file or whatever, but it's working. So I'm not really going to concern myself with it for too long. But yeah, I would have thought that there would have been an update of some sort to fix that, but I don't know. Or maybe I'm just missing something that's supposed to be installed with it. I don't know, but. It hasn't told me that I am, so we're going to keep on going and hope for the best here. But, yeah, it's making sunflowers. I can show it to you here in just a second once I get to it. We've got a lot of stuff going on here. The water is still keeping up. The water pump distributions are still keeping up, which is great. Lots of pickled peppers, lettuce, and tomatoes in there, as you can see. It's going to be close here soon, probably the next episode, to start switching all of our greenhouses back onto distribution to the pickle production. But there you go. Missing store item, oil mill, NL10NEN.XML. So still missing that, but as you can see, it is clearly making sunflowers. There's only 8,000 liters left in there, so it's doing what it's supposed to do. When we get over there, you should see there are some pallets that have spawned as well. How's everyone doing today? Hope you're all doing well. I've got still a few more comments to get back to and a lot of people from when I was gone, but I've been working on that, just a little bit slower than I would have liked. I was gone for, well, near it makes no difference, an actual week's time, not a week in work days time, but a week's time in general. And now my boss is gone for 2 weeks, so work obviously has been a little bit busier than I was wanting or anticipating. There you go, you can see the pallets as I mentioned there, the sunflower oil pallets that have spawned. A couple other things to note that I've, since we've decided to fully expand on the whole oil farm for the second one, we're going to expand that even further. Ooh, that might be nice to have, although it doesn't really have a whole lot of storage to it. But the speed would be nice. It does have the ability for a trailer hitch. I'm just not quite sure. I don't think that's going to work for the trailer we currently have. It means we'd have to upgrade or modify or change the trailer we currently have. I don't necessarily know if we need it right now either. And honestly, if we're going to get something, we probably want something bigger than that. We certainly could hook a bunch of trailer hitches together, like that says. But I think soon enough here we're going to be looking towards a small semi approach or lorry approach, depending on where you're from. But how's everyone doing today? Hope you're doing well. Things are good. Like I said, besides the craziness of work, everything's been good, man. But I feel like I say that a lot. But that's just the life that you lead as a project manager and a project management realm, I should say. Some days life's not terrible. It's busy, but a little bit slower compared to normal. And then other days you're working 18-hour days. It's just it's crazy. That life is just crazy. Stressful, very stressful. So anytime I get a chance to get in here and play this game, I'm happy about it. Now, a couple other things. I was talking about how we wanted to potentially expand out our oil operation. I probably should wait till I get to the end here, although this is not a very big field. But I did add a few more mods installed here. I think they're not under greenhouses, or maybe they are. Well, the one I added something under greenhouses, but it would be for Farm 1. It would not be for Farm 2. I think we'll probably install that today, I think. We will not be installing the other oil production that I added. I added another oil production. Has nothing to do with sunflowers or canola oil, for that matter. But it is an oil, per se, production. So I added something that we had thought about potentially doing in the one-tile challenge. We're not going to be doing it, but I added the crude oil. So the oil well pump, big oil pump. I mean, it's oil, right? Is it canola and sunflower oil? No, it's not, but it is oil. So we're going to consider it as a part of Farm 2. All oil encompassing, regardless of what kind of oil it is. So yeah, I think we'll at some point invest in doing a bit of oil production. So we'll have to have all kinds of things for that, obviously. But I think that'll be fun. That's something I haven't done yet. Haven't even messed around with the mod at all, so it'll be a bit of a learning curve for myself as well, but I think it'll be a lot of fun to do that. That's obviously going to have to be a little ways down the road. We're going to need quite a bit of money to really get that operation going. I mean, we're probably going to need over $500,000, if not closer to $1 million, to really succeed there. And we need some land to be able to put it on. Now, we could take over, you know, land that we currently have, you know, expand out yard area and put it somewhere in that region or that range. And we very well might, right? But, yeah, we don't really have the land we need yet to really start doing that. If I was going to put it anywhere, I'd probably take away this field that we're currently harvesting right now and expand the yard this way. Although, when we get down here to the end, as you can see, and as you saw when we put in the sunflower production down there, or the oil production, sorry, down there, you know, it's got a slant, right? So it's kind of doing some land deformation there, that we're going to have to resolve a bit, right? So if I'm going to put something like that, because some of those buildings are gigantic, it needs to be over by where our yard shed is, or somewhere else that has a little bit more flat land than this does. Now, I obviously can put it down, remove it, you know, take the flattening tool, expand out, you know, whatever it modified, and then kind of smooth it out from there, which makes it a little bit better overall. But it would be doing a lot. We would be doing that a lot, so it probably makes a little more sense to find a little bit more flat land. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in the yard area. It can be anywhere, really, right? It doesn't really matter. We, in the last episode, in case you missed it, we talked about how we think we're going to kind of keep Farm 2 from imaginary line. Well, it's not even imaginary line. This road, and then from basically here over, not counting 76, so these fields, and then everything within this region can all be for Farm 2, and then everything this way is Farm 1. Actually, I think I said these all could be Farm 2 as well, but these would be Farm 1. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. There's going to be a few other things we have to buy for our Farm 1. We are going to run out of room eventually. More than likely, what I'll end up doing is buy, like, this land here, 51 something. Just kind of keep it surrounding this little lake area here. More than likely, that's what I'll end up doing. But you get the point. Just try to kind of seclude things a little bit from the two farms, so we're not kind of overlapping them with different fields, right? Just try to make it a little bit easier on ourselves and on all of you, really, to be able to kind of understand and realize what's going on, right? The big problem we're going to have is if, you know, any of these productions, which I'm assuming the oil will require water. I don't think there's going to be any way that I can prevent the water distributors, man, that's a tongue twister for me. With the water distribution systems, I'm going to say it that way, that's easier, to prevent that from sending water to the oil mill. I don't think there's any way I can stop that, but, you know, it's a bit of a gray area. I don't think Rusty, or Crusty for that matter, either one of them would really make a fuss about that. I'm sure, as a matter of fact, they do. To be fair, I have not watched every single one of Crusty's Survive 25 challenge, but I know he's been keeping up with it. I know Rusty's taking a break, like I did for a while, but, yeah. Anyway. So we've got 89% full here. By the time we get to the end here, we're going to be very close to being full, if not full already. But we're nearly done with this field. Now, we are getting ready to, well, we kind of are starting in this month, technically, but we're getting ready to be in the winter months, so there's not going to be a bunch for us to do, but things we can do, specifically, is work on plowing these two fields up and getting them prepped and ready to go. This field is growing. The pH value is just okay and bad in some places, for whatever reason, but even though we went over top of it, I don't know why it stopped, but whatever. So we'll have to continue to work on that, I guess, by the time the next harvest happens. We're going to need to really work on more of that pH value there. We are pretty much full here, so I'm going to go ahead and unload this. Now, the thing I'm talking about that we're probably going to put in for the greenhouse today is a change. It's not going to be what we've been doing. It's not the wood greenhouse. It's not a hydroponic greenhouse. It's something completely different. Also something I had planned and wanted to incorporate in the one-tile challenge, but just going to run out of time, unfortunately. And really, not really enough room, really, to put it in there right now anyway. So, but Rusty did put it down on his farm. And we're going to do it on our greenhouse farm. So we're going to do some coffee beans, and we're going to roast those coffee beans as well. It's going to cost a lot of money to do all of those things that I just mentioned. I think the coffee bean greenhouses aren't outrageously expensive, but the roasting production, I think it's 60, 80,000 something. It's a decent price. So we're going to use up a lot of that money that we have up in that right-hand corner. More than likely, I would think, to start, we'll probably use up 100,000. Somewhere in that range. So we'll still have plenty of money left. We'll still have $72,000. It was still plenty of money, but yeah, we're gonna use a lot. Now, sunflower oil. When is sunflower oil best to sell? I don't even think I remember or know when sunflower oil is best to sell. I need to look that up. You would think I'd have all... I've said this so many times before in the past, but you would think I'd have all of these prices of things that I, do relatively often down pat, but I just don't. And I gotta scroll for an hour here. You guys know what I'm gonna complain about. Come on, Giants. Help us out. March. So not for a little while. So yeah, we'll be storing and holding on to that sunflower oil for a little while. There is no reason to go and sell that right now. We're making enough money from the greenhouses that it's not something that's necessary right now. Now, the other thing we can do with this $172,000, and maybe we should look at that first before we go full guns a-blazing on the coffee bean roaster, although that's what I really had planned to do. But maybe we should look and see, as far as fields go, what options are available out there, because maybe there's a good option out there that's not outrageously expensive to expand our oil operation, right? Maybe there's something out there we should look into, but... as a matter of fact, we can kind of do that while we're doing this last little pass here, right? So we've got, well, this was sunflowers, but it's been harvested. But that's that big, massive field. The only other one I could really see us considering buying is this one at 77,000, which is canola, so that would be good for us, actually. I don't know why this stops moving whenever I flip away from it. I hate that. I hate that. And then there's this one as well, but that's... Well, I guess there's a couple... Well, some of these might not be canola. Some of those might be spinach, but... yeah. Guess you could buy it. Well, we don't have enough money. But I was going to say, I guess we could buy that one too, but we don't really have enough money for it. Now, I'm not too concerned. We probably will start, but I'm not too concerned if we don't get these fields all plowed today. Again, we're getting ready to be in the winter months. It's going to be the slower period of time, right? We already know that. So I'm not that worried about it, right? I'm really not. Where's it at? Is it over here? I forget where it is. Here it is. It's right there. Perfect. All right. So let's go put this away. I'm going to fold this up. Put it back in the shed. And then we'll grab the trailer and drop the remainder of the sunflowers off in the production. And then we can kind of look at... a couple of those other plots of land really quick, and like I said, I don't expect that we're going to do anything, but we'll take a look at them, and then we can potentially start to work on our greenhouse addition that we're planning to do today. It's a decent amount of sunflowers, I feel like, that we got out of this field, especially since we took away a little bit of the total acreage of the actual field itself, right? I need a different trailer. I am terrible with these articulate type of trailers. I'm really, really bad with them. It's another reason why I was kind of considering that item out there in the used market, because the problem right now is no matter what I do here, I'm going to run into the sunflower oil, right? I'm going to run into it no matter what I do. Evidently, I'm not close enough still. Okay. Alright, well, I'll try this again. This is terrible. It's embarrassingly terrible. There we go. Evidently, there was more room there to turn around than I thought. I thought I didn't have any room. I thought we had put that right up against the edge, but maybe it just won't let me paint there, but it lets you drive there, I guess? Well, I'll try to remember that. It's been a couple weeks anyway since I've done a recording on this series, and really for most of the series, because I was gone for a while, so I had to get stuff done ahead of time, right? Alright, so we'll turn that off for right now. Let's just take one more quick peek here before we get started on working on the greenhouses. Okay, so... Nope, that's too expensive. That's too expensive. What is this? That's canola. So that's an option. It's $51,000. That's absolutely an option we could and probably should consider. We're going pretty heavy on the canola here, but, you know, we might as well buy stuff that actually has something in it that we can use. I've talked about this many times in the past, right? That it's better to buy land that has something in it already, because that's less things we have to deal with. Okay, so this one needs to be sprayed, but it does have canola in it. And that looks like that's pretty much it for right now, at least of things that are in the ground that we can actively utilize right now. Okay, so we'll go to this farm here. I think everything, I mean, they're going to need some, you know, touch-ups, but I think they're okay, at least for today. Yeah, they'll be fine for this month. We can do that next month when we, like I said, we'll have very little to do. So yeah, we'll kind of touch those up next month. They'll be fine for the time being. The water pumps are still cruising, no problem at all. They're actually storing water, which is, this one's got full amount of water, which is crazy. Yeah, so they're keeping up with everything. So it's going to be good for us to add some more greenhouses in. Now, you know, we smoothed this area out here, right? So we could actually expand these more this way if we want to. And we very well may. I think what I'd like to do is actually put these over on this side, going this way, I think. And then the production, I'm not exactly sure where I want to put the production. As a matter of fact, I might as well show you the production so you can see what it looks like. You probably already know if you've been watching Rusty's one tile challenge. But anyway, this is what I'm looking for. So it's 80 grand, and as you can see, it's quite large, right? It's quite a big operation here. I kind of like putting it here, honestly, because there's the pipe to you know, take the roasted coffee beans out of here. So I kind of like that, and then we can just drive down our track here. Well, I say our track, it's not actually owned by us, but you get what I mean. We can just drive down our track and grab this. I kind of like that idea of putting this here. So I think we're going to do that right now. That way I just get it out of the way. Let's just knock it out of the way and take care of it. I'm going to push it just slightly more. I just want to make sure we have enough room here. There we go. Perfect. Right there. All right. It is there. It is there. Screwed the grass up a little bit right here, but that's okay. It's not terrible. I'm very happy with that. Very happy with that. Sunk in the ground a little bit there, but I don't think that's terrible. Yeah, it looks good. I don't see any kind of major issue with floating. And which is the biggest thing. I don't want anything to float. It looks like the ground, it's sunk in the ground a little bit down here, but again, I don't think that's a problem. So long as we are able to unload here, which I think we will be able to do, it shouldn't be a problem. I don't know. Well, we're going to have to smooth this area out anyway, so maybe I should remove it. Let's get our money back. Let's remove it. I was very concerned there. I almost closed out of the menu. I'm kind of happy I didn't. So we can take this and then just kind of pull it this way. And as you can see, it's making a pretty severe dent there, right? It's a pretty extreme dent in the ground. But that's okay. That's all right. Not gonna be perfect. I'm honestly not even looking for it to be perfect. I just want it to work. And I smoothed this area out on purpose because we're gonna put the greenhouses going down this way. We're gonna have to smooth that out some more. This is gonna be a lot sunken in a lot more than that side is, but that's okay. Yeah, that's okay because we can bring this up to these trees here, and that'll kind of be a bit of a blocker for the road, so it's not gonna look as terrible. Alright, so let's get the factory again. We want the pipe. I don't want pallets. I want the pipe. The pipe sounds a lot more exciting to me because we're so used to making these into the pipe approach. Alright, it is there. We've actually caused more mayhem on this because it expanded out that way, but that's okay. It's not that big of a deal. It actually is probably better. You would probably want that right there anyway, since the pipe's there. You might have, you know, spillage and things like that, so you'd probably want that there anyway, just for the sanity's sake of you know, cleanup, right? Alright, it's there. Okay, so we're probably going to have to expand this a little bit more, I think. Because I think these greenhouses are a little bit larger than I gave the room for. We definitely want the silo pipe, I think. This, again, is going to be one where... well, maybe we don't really want the silo pipe. Maybe we just want to... just transfer it directly. I mean, we've already got the production down, so probably transferring it directly makes a little bit more sense than having a silo pipe. That silo pipe's going to take up more space. Yeah, let's just go about it without the pipe, without the pipe. So I want to see how this looks when I do this. I want to see how bad it changes the ground here. Yeah, it changed it a lot, actually. Okay, so... it's getting a little too close to the road on that one. I'm a little uncomfortable with how that looks. I don't think we're going to need much more than what we've got here. Just a little bit more room this way, and then cut it over here. And that's going to be good enough. Oh, we're hitting the water. Oh, no. Yeah, we don't want that. We don't want that. Right, well, now we know. That's kind of where our cutoff is right there. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. We'll work on that. We can make that look better, I promise. We'll make it look better. We're spending a lot of money here, but we'll make it look better. Yeah, that's better. It's not perfect, but you know what? It's better. So, I don't know what we're going to do with that section down there now. I'll have to figure that out. So, we're probably only going to have room here for maybe 2 of these. Hopefully, that's enough. I really don't know. I don't know. Well, maybe we'll have room for 3. We might have room for 3, actually. I need to do some more here. Pushing the water back again. I can't believe that that's hitting the water from that angle. Alright, well, I'm going to leave that there for right now. I will fix it. Because I'm just wasting money here. Okay, so there. Something like that. I should be able to get it from both sides here if I go from, like, here. Alright, we're going to get 3 in. 3 should be sufficient, I would hope. Alright, we'll leave it that. 3 of them are in there. This is going to be a... Ooh. Is this going to work? Actually, I think it's going to work, but only just is it going to work. But I think it is going to work. It's going to be... we're going to be driving on a bit of a cliff. But you know what? That's alright. That's okay. Alright, that's going to be probably a bit of a problem here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this out enough to fix that water and get rid of it. Looks like I'm not going to. Looks like it's going to cause a little bit more mayhem than we were wanting right here. Yeah, I think that we're going to be stuck with that. Dang. Dang it. Unless I remove this, we're going to be stuck with that. It's not terrible, but that's just going to drive me crazy, and I'm sure it would drive all of you crazy, too, seeing that. So, we're going to have to fix that. That's not going to work for me. Alright, so we'll, that's a little bit better. Alright, let's try this again and hope for the best here. Hopefully it doesn't look too out of place, right? Here we go. It's fine. That is fine. It's fine. It's not perfect, but that's fine. So we're gonna leave it at that. So let's get these set. We've got so many things in here now. It's just gonna get worse and worse, I think. But tell you what, though. Oh, it requires diesel. Oh, well, that's fine. I guess we'll have to work on to get something that can transport diesel now. I didn't realize that. Well, put that on storing. Put this on distributing. Distributing. Alright, so when the next hour comes, a lot of these should send that water over there. We might have to send some ourselves, but we've got 2 of the water distributions that are maxed out, so they should easily be able to fill these up. Again, is it going to be enough to keep up with this production? Your guess is as good as mine right now. But at least we got this going. Again, doesn't look perfect, but at least we got it going. Let's jump into the John Deere here. We're going to get some liquid fertilizer and transport that over there. Get that going. We're going to have to get something for diesel. We've got $42,000 left, which is not a ton of money, actually, because we ended up spending a lot more money than I thought we were going to spend on doing land manipulation over there. I don't love it at all. Actually, there's 30,000 liters of liquid fertilizer in here. How much can they hold? Oh, they don't hold much at all. There's plenty. I don't need to buy any more. We're not going to buy any more. I'm glad I looked at that. Now, it should work from this angle, too. And this is a pretty severe angle here. But it should work from this angle. Yeah, it does. Good. Good, good, good. Alright, so, when 11 o'clock hits, they should get some water. They should, in theory, get water. Ooh, I'm going to have to fix that, too. Did you see that little jump there we just did? If it lets me, it may not even let me. Alright, let's see if we can fix that or not. I bet it doesn't let me, because I bet it says I don't own this. Yeah, land not owned by you. That's what I was afraid of. I don't think there's any way for me to own this track either, so I think we're kind of screwed when that comes to that, unfortunately. All right, we're making this work better. This is looking a little bit better. Is it great? No, but it does look better. This is still a pretty severe, steep slope here. Maybe this wasn't the smartest place to put this, but it's too late now, right? Too late now. Okay, so that is done. I think that's pretty much the last thing we needed to do today. That was the last thing I specifically wanted to do today. So what we're going to do to get this started here is we need to buy the diesel transportation. I don't know what kind of tanker I'm going to need for that, or some kind of Bowser or whatever. I don't know. I guess some of these barrels, as you can see, some of them do accept diesel. Okay. Well, that's I guess it's one of these then. We're gonna have to use one of these ones from the crude oil thing, right? I guess it's one of these. Well, I guess I could use this too. That is diesel, right? Wait a minute. Yeah, it's diesel. Okay. I was like, wait a minute, I need to look at the icon and make sure. So we'll do the same thing we have right now, which, how much does this one hold? We'll just change the color so that way we know the difference between it. This one is super unrealistic. Okay. Well, I mean, this series, I've said it many times, I don't really care about that because we're going to have so much going on, it doesn't really make that big of a difference to me. I don't think we need anything massive. I think that 100,000 is plenty, honestly. All right, what do we want here tire-wise? No Michelins. I'll go with the Trelleborgs. Wide tires, absolutely. I think those look good. Drawbar rotation. I mean, it doesn't really matter, I don't think. Brands. It's just the Colossus thing is all it says. I'm going to turn the brands off. This is going to be something on the back. It's going to be the triangle or the warning markers. I mean, does it really matter? No, I don't think so. Let's just change the color. What color do we want to use for diesel? Maybe like an espresso, maybe? Maybe go gray. That doesn't really look that gray. It just looks black. Whoa, look at that thing. That's kind of cool. I like that. Diamond plate black. I want the diamond plate, but I don't want it in black. I want it in like silver or gray. All right, you know what? We're just gonna go with the black. We'll go with the diamond plate black. I think that's enough that we're gonna know. Oh, that's the frame. Oh, I see. Okay, all right, all right. That's better. I like that. Okay. Design color. What do we do? What do we do with the rims down there? Let's just make them the same thing. Inter rim color. Black is good. Outer rim color. I like that actually. All right, we'll go with that. 15,664. Not cheap, but you know what? We need it. All right, 11 o'clock hit. Did it transfer water? It did. They are maxed out on water. Look at that. What a thing of beauty we got going on here with these water pumps. And most of them are now low, except for one. So we're actually probably in the best spot we could be in with those water pumps. We might need more once we start expanding these further or whatever else we decide to do with the greenhouses. But for now, they seem that they should be able to keep up with everything we have. So put the beacons back on. We'll head up to the shop, grab this, and then we'll get some diesel and drop it off. And we'll be underway with making roasted coffee beans. It's exciting, man. Coffee bean roast. It needs the coffee bean raw. We are making coffee bean raw already. This is good. This is good. And then we'll be able to just unload it directly into a trailer. I don't have to worry about picking up any pallets or anything like that. That's the beauty of that. I gotta remember that there's lime up here for Farm 2. I always forget that there's lime up here. I gotta remember that. I need to come up here really with a trailer and a forklift or something and stack it on there. Maybe I need to buy a forklift for the shop. That's probably what I need to do. Although I might have bought those as liftable bale and pallets. I don't know for sure if I did or not, but that's what we need to do. We need a forklift up there so I don't have to worry about it even if I do not buy it as liftable. Or if it's something that can't be. Or it is not compatible with that mod, right? Oops. We don't... Why am I going over here? We don't even have the diesel yet. I think I can buy diesel... I hope I can buy diesel out of our buying point. I think I can. Look at the design on this thing. This thing's pretty sweet. And I think it makes sense. I mean, if you look at... I mean, this isn't a coal car, I get that. But if you look at oil coal cars and things, they're very much black. They don't really have that diamond plate, but they're black. Diesel. How much diesel do we need? 25,000 liters. All right, well, we'll max this thing out with 25,000 liters. We're not going to have a whole lot of money when we're done. So a lot less money than I said we were going to have when we started, but you know what? It's all right. We're making progress here. This is going to be good money for us. And we've got all this stuff that's going right now, all these greenhouses that are going right now when, you know, next month comes around, we'll be auto-selling again, right? So we're going to make another good chunk of change, probably close to $80,000, $90,000. So we'll be back we'll be in a good spot next month. It's not a big deal. Yeah, that bump there, that's... I don't like that at all. I should have just turned it on as, what do you call it? Why am I blanking on what it's called right now? I should have put it on, let me just pull something here. Hold on. I should have put it on toggle free mode on is what I should have did, because we smoothed this out, so I should just put it on free mode, and that would have not had this bump, but... what are you going to do? Nothing I can do about it now. We just have to deal with it. Anyway, we are going to leave the episode at that point, gang. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash that like and subscribe button. On the case you've yet to do so, they are free to do, and they help me out an absolute ton. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, or ideas, make sure you let me know down below. I'm happy to get back to you on that. Thank you to my members. Cannot thank them enough. If you want early access to videos like this one, including the competitive one-tile challenge, there's a link down below for you to check out. Also, check out my Discord. There's a link down there. Second channel, everything, all down there. And, yeah, I think that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. I'll see you next time.